Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. My name is Ellie and this is going to be my December TBR. So November has been a really awful reading month for me. I'm in the slumpiest of slumps, and so I'm really hoping that December is going to be better for me, and I'm excited to choose some books that I'm excited about and to hopefully pull me out of this slump. To be fair, I've not been very well in November. I'm still a little bit sick, so if I sound a bit funny, that's probably why. But yeah, I've been a bit poorly and I've been obsessed with the game Hogwarts Legacy, which has taken up a lot of my time, and I just haven't done much reading recently, so I'm really hoping to change that in December, and I'm excited for all of the cozy Christmassy reads. And so yeah, I'm gonna make a tentative TBR. I am a mood reader, so I like to just pick up books that I'm fancying at the time, so I may end up reading none of these, I may end up only reading a few of these, but these are books that I think are going to be perfect for this time of year, and ones that I am pretty excited for, and ones that I am likely to reach for either in December or early in next year. So yes, enough of me rambling, let's get on with the TBR. So the first book that I'm probably most excited for is Krampus by Brom. So this is such a gorgeous cover. I'm sorry if the light is shining on it there, but this is a book that's obviously based on the folklore of Krampus, and it says on the inside flap, "One Christmas Eve in Small Hollow, struggling songwriter Jessie Walker witnesses a strange spectacle, 7 devilish figures chasing a man in a red suit towards a sleigh and 8 reindeer. When the reindeer leap skywards, taking the sleigh, devilmen and Santa into the clouds, screams follow. Moments later, a large sack plummets to the earth, a magical sack that thrusts the down-on-his luck singer into the clutches of the terrifying Yule Lord Krampus. But the lines between good and evil become blurred as Jessie's new master reveals many dark secrets about the cherry-cheeked Santa Claus, including how half a millennium ago the jolly old saint imprisoned Krampus and usurped his magic. Now Santa's time is running short, for the Yule Lord is determined to have his retribution and reclaim Yuletide. If Jessie can survive this ancient feud, he might have the chance to redeem himself in his family's eyes, to save his own broken dreams, and to help bring the magic of Yule to the impoverished fold of Boone County." So yeah, this is going to be the perfect Christmassy story with a little bit of a dark twist to it. I really enjoy Brom's artwork, which he includes in his book. So if I just flick through, for example, you can see this piece here. I don't know, I just feel like this is going to be the coziest and Christmassiest way to spend a winter's evening, and I'm very excited to get stuck into this one. So yes, this is one that I'm pretty certain I will be picking up this December. Okay, so next up we have a couple of cozy fantasies, because if you're anything like me, you probably enjoy cuddling up with a cozy fantasy in the winter months. And the first one that I've got on my list is of course Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. This is the prequel to Legends and Lattes, which is the book that kind of got everybody into cozy fantasy, I feel, and I really enjoyed that one when it came out. That was a book that followed Viv, who is an orc barbarian who decided to give up her barbarian warrior lifestyle in exchange for opening up a coffee shop, and it is just incredibly heartwarming and cozy, had some really lovable characters, and didn't have incredibly high stakes, so you never felt too like threatened or worried when you were reading it, and it was just very cozy and comforting, and I'm hoping this one will deliver exactly the same. I know we still follow Viv the orc, but this one obviously involves a bookshop, and I'm very excited for it. The next cozy fantasy that is on my list is A Wizard's Guide to Defensive Baking by T. Kingfisher. You've probably heard me talking about this author before because I've read quite a few of her books, and this one just sounds so delightful. So this follows a 14-year-old girl who isn't like the wizards charged with defending the city. She can't control lightning or speak to water, her familiar is a sourdough starter, and her magic only works on bread. She has a comfortable life in her aunt's bakery making gingerbread men dance, but Mona's life is turned upside down when she finds a dead body on the bakery floor. An assassin is stalking the streets of Mona's city, preying on magic folk, and it appears that Mona is his next target. And in an embattled city, suddenly bereft of wizards, the assassin may be the least of Mona's worries. I think this just sounds so fun. I love the idea that we have a young wizard who doesn't have very powerful magic. Her magic involves bakery, and I just think it's going to be so fun and creative seeing how she uses that magic to try and save her city. And I'm just so excited for this one. It's probably a middle grade, I'm guessing, considering our main character is 14 years old, but sometimes I love a cozy middle grade, especially during the winter months. Next up, we have a book that I've actually borrowed from my friend, so I need to get to it soon so that I can give it back to him. And that is How High We Go in the Dark, written by Sequoia Nagamastu. So I don't know much about this one actually, but I believe that it's set in the Arctic Circle, which is why I think it's going to be perfect for this time of year. So it says on the back, Dr. Cliff Miyashiro arrives in the Arctic Circle to continue his recently deceased daughter's research, only to discover a virus newly unearthed from melting permafrost. The plague unleashed reshapes life on Earth for generations, yet even while struggling to counter this destructive force, humanity stubbornly persists in a myriad of moving and ever-inventive ways. So yeah, so this one obviously is talking about this virus that has been discovered. I think it's like a sci-fi horror, and it's obviously taking place in the Arctic Circle, so it's going to have a wintry setting. So I just think this one might be quite different and quite interesting. It's got some really great quotes on it. It says on the back that it's wonderful and disquieting, dreamlike and all too possible. It says that it's a stunning mosaic of experience and humanness. So yeah, I think it's going to be a really well written and interesting story, so I'm excited for that. Next up, we have a couple of wintry horrors because, as you know, I've been loving horror recently, so I'm very excited to add some wintry ones onto this list. The first one is a book that has been recommended to me loads, so I'm so excited to hopefully finally get to this one. This is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. The cover just screams winter to me, so I'm so excited to pick this one up. So it says on the back for this one, Mattie can't remember a time before she and William lived alone on a mountain together. She must never make him upset. But when Mattie discovers the mutilated body of a fox in the woods, she realizes that they're not alone after all. There's something in the woods that wasn't there before, something that makes strange cries in the night, something with sharp teeth and claws. When three strangers appear on the mountaintop looking for the creature in the woods, Mattie knows their presence will anger William. Terrible things happen when William is angry. So yeah, I'm excited that this one takes place on a mountaintop. The setting is going to be gorgeous and wintry. I think that it's a folkloric horror, which is the type of horror that I really love. I think it's going to be unsettling and creepy, and I'm very excited. The next horror that I've got on here is The Whistling. This one's written by Rebecca Netley. It says on the back that it's incredibly haunting and utterly gripping. Again, I just feel like haunted house type stories are just what I gravitate towards during this time of year. There's just something so cozy about the idea of snuggling up by the fireplace, by your Christmas tree, and reading some creepy haunted tales. So I'm really hoping that this one delivers that. So it says on the back, when Elspeth arrives on a remote Scottish island to become nanny to a young child, she hopes to bond with her, until she learns that the girl has not spoken for months. And Mary's silence is not the only mystery. Hypnotic lullabies drift down empty corridors, strange dolls appear in abandoned rooms, and as the nights draw in, darker questions arise. What happened to Mary's late twin William? Why does their previous nanny disappear so suddenly? And is the whistling Elspeth hears at night just the storm outside, or is something else out there? So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be incredibly tropey. You know, we've got like a haunted house type setting. We've got a nanny who's looking after a creepy child and uncovering secrets. We've got creepy dolls. We've got noises in the night. But those are all the things that I absolutely eat up this time of year. And I'm just hoping this is going to be the perfect haunted house read for December. And then that's kind of all of my like wintry books that are on my hesitant TBR for December, but I also would like to, if I can, read Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb, because I've read the first 2 books in this series this year, and it would be really great to have this series ticked off by the end of the year, although this one is very chunky and has very tiny writing, so I'm feeling a little bit intimidated by it. And also, I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes when I read a series that I'm really enjoying, I put off picking up the last book, I think just because I don't like endings and I'm nervous to see how things wrap up. I'm worried that it won't conclude in a way that I really enjoy, and I don't know, I just find it really hard to finish out series. Are you like that? Is it just a me thing? Please let me know. But it would be really good to have this one ticked off, so I may sort of like slowly chip my way through this one. I think it's unlikely that I'll finish this one in December just because it is quite big and there are lots of other books that I'm thinking I will probably gravitate towards, because my mood is screaming at me to read all the cozy fantasy and to read horror and like things with a snowy aesthetic. So I have a feeling I'll probably put this one off, but I will hopefully try and chip my way through this one. If you don't know what this is an epic adult fantasy series, and the first book follows our main character of Fitz, who is a royal bastard, and he is delivered to the keep by his family, who no longer want to look after him because they feel like he is the responsibility of the royalty because he's a bastard of the king in waiting. And because he's a bastard, no one really knows what to do with him, so he ends up getting raised by the stable hand. And he has some unique abilities. He's got some special powers, one of which involves communicating with animals. Another type is like a mind magic. One is forbidden, one is encouraged. And because of his position as a royal bastard, he has the ability to go and mingle with the noble classes and gets invites to royal goings-on, but he is also able to sort of mingle with the lower classes, and that makes him a really good candidate to become a royal assassin. And so the king decides to train him up to be a royal assassin, and we kind of watch that process. And it's very political, it's very slow but beautifully character driven, and it is very touching as well. And you really feel like you get to know our main character because you are in his head 24/7, and we're watching him go from a young boy, I think he's like 6 when he's first delivered to the keep, to becoming an adult by the end of the series. So you kind of really feel for our main character and you're there with him every step of the way. So yeah, I've really enjoyed the first 2 books and I'm nervous about the final one, but hopefully it will be a good time. So yeah, that is my sort of tentative stack for December. I am very unlikely to read all of these considering how slumpy I'm feeling at the moment, but it would be great if I could tick a few of these off. We shall see. Anyway, let me know what you're planning to read this wintry season. I would love to hear from you in the comments section down below. I love chatting with you and getting to know you all. I really hope that you are having a wonderful time whatever it is you are doing. Don't forget to like this video if you did like it, and do subscribe if you want to see some more from me if you haven't already. And I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye!